Thanks for joining us here on Indivisible. I'm your host, John Stubbins. We're thrilled to have you with us, America. This is the show where we put God, family, and country first. We will always tell you the truth because it matters. Scrolling at the bottom, our website, johnstubbins.com. If you can, please donate to the website now. Also, for My Pillow, use promo code Indivisible on the website, or you can call using my special number, 1-800-716-4639, and give them the promo code Indivisible. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Here's to the overlooked, the overworked, the underappreciated. Here's to the fighters to preserve our freedom, our liberty, our rights, our faith. Here's to the workers, the farmers, the first responders, and those who serve so bravely in our military. Here's to Americans who proudly hold tight to our values: God, privacy, freedom of speech, life and liberty. Here's to the patriots who love this country and everything it stands for, who should never be canceled for believing in America and the blessings of liberty. Finally, there's a bank for you, Old Glory Bank, named after the flag that represents the fabric of this great country and the people of Old Glory Nation, the engine of America. Now you have a bank that values your values. Now you have a bank that stands with you, no matter where you stand. Old Glory Bank. We stand with you.
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Indivisible with John Stubbins is proud to support my friends Jim and Angela Holland and Set Apart Farms.
Faith-led and family-driven, we're doing things a better way for veterans and their families. For all the ways to get involved, go to setapartfarms.org.
And we are back, folks. As you know, we are constantly looking for constitutional conservative candidates across the country. And we have candidates, as you know, from every state, every municipality, every city and town you can think of here in the United States. I want to bring on my guest today, Dick Brewbaker. He's running in Alabama's 2nd District for Congress. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great. Thanks for letting me be on your show.
Well, we're thrilled to have you, Dick. Look, I know there's a lot happening down in Alabama. What's going on like right now that your constituents have their fingers on?
Well, everybody we talk to could have two big concerns. One is security, the border, and just the chaos. And
we'll get into that here in just a second.
And the second one is inflation. I mean, I don't know how it is in Ohio, but in Alabama, in the food sector, inflation's up like 30%. And it's hurting families, and people are concerned about it.
Yeah, and we'll dive into that here in just a minute. Let me ask you this. To tell our audience a little bit about you, a little bit about your background, what made you decide to run in this newly drawn district? I know they redid the lines down there for districting. What made you decide to get into the race this time around?
Well, I served in the state Senate until 2018, and I promised I'd serve 2 terms and then quit. So I didn't defend my seat. And when I got out of the state legislature, I thought I'd never go back into politics. But having grandchildren will change your perspective about what your responsibilities are. And let's face it, in 2018, it didn't look like the Republic was in danger of going down the tubes like it does now. And I feel like people that have the experience and the ability and the desire need to serve. I mean, we all need to do what we can to save this country.
We got to step up.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And by the way, folks, just so you know, Dick's information is going to be scrolling at the bottom of the screen during this show so that you can contact him, contact his website, his campaign, follow him on social media, get involved with his campaign, especially if you're in the 2nd District down there in Alabama. Again, this is a newly drawn district. I don't know when they made that decision on the redistricting. Was that this year or was that last year?
It was very late in 2022, and proof that people in the 2nd District elect conservatives, constitutional conservatives to Congress. And that must have irritated somebody in Washington because they drew this district, they drew our incumbent out. And the stated purpose of this district is to elect a Democrat. I mean, that's what they said in open court. They want to elect an African-American Democrat to Alabama too. But we're going to stick our thumb in their eye in November.
Yeah, I mean, look, and it has nothing to do with, to me, whether it's African-American or Chinese or this or the other thing. Here's the bottom line. No one should be picking an ethnicity on who they're going to vote for. You vote for the best candidate. This goes back to the affirmative action stuff and the critical race theory stuff. It's just total nonsense. Vote for the best candidate.
I remember when the government tried to unite people.
Yeah.
One more way they have of dividing us and trying to get people to take their eye off the ball. I mean, the country's in trouble. We need to elect people who, number one, understand this is not business as usual. We are in trouble. And number two, have the nerve to try to fix it. Listen to the Democrats talk. The problem on the border is unsolvable, which is why they don't want to try and solve it. None of that's true. We can fix all of this. We just have to have the will.
Well, it's not. They know that it's not unsolvable. This is what they want because they want chaos, and chaos is the only thing that helps them. So we're not going to allow it. That's why we're fighting back. Let me ask you this, Dick. Is there anybody else running in the race on the conservative side?
Well, there's 7 Republicans in the race and 11 Democrats. So it is a crowded field.
Wow.
It's interesting because of that group of people, there are only, I think, 3 total that even live in the district. The rest of them are people that say, hey, look, there's an open seat in Alabama. I'm going to move down there and run for it.
I hear that story all the time.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you don't even know your own people.
Well, it's I've been very fortunate. Wallace Gilberry, former NFL player, longtime Republican, was running as a Republican. He dropped out of the race and endorsed my campaign and is now on staff with us. So I feel good about this race.
When is your primary, Dick?
March the 5th.
Okay, it's coming up quick.
Oh, yes, 3 weeks.
Okay. Look, there's a bunch of things I want to get into. One of the first things I want to talk about, because you're in Alabama, and like I told you, I'm in Montgomery a lot. I'm actually kind of all through that state, but specifically the Montgomery area and even further south, all the way to Laverne, down to Troy, that area. What are your people, your constituents, people on the ground, whether it's at the grocery store, at the kitchen table, at church, on the golf course, doesn't matter. What are they saying about the border issue? How do they feel that it's affecting them or touching their lives?
Well,
this crisis.
Every poll that's been taken and every person I've talked to, the border is the number one issue. And with inflation as high as it is, you would think it's probably being a issue that directly touches families, but it's the border. I think most people in Alabama understand what the Democrats are trying to do with this open border. In the last month, we have complete figures for 400,000 illegal entries. That's a city the size of Pittsburgh, and it's unsustainable. We got 150 Americans dying a day from fentanyl overdoses, and all of that fentanyl comes through Mexico, across our southern border, and is killing our citizens. And with the security situation in the world right now, the FBI has been very plain about the fact that they know that these red flag terrorists, people that are associated with these groups that hate us, they're in our country already. And we've got no idea where they are. So, something bad is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And people have had enough. They want it stopped.
Yeah, and look, people who watch this show, they know that I work with Tom Homan and Jason Jones and Border 911. So we talk about the border ad nauseum on this show because of how big of a crisis it really is. And it's now a full-blown catastrophe for the ramifications, not only taxes, but harm, doing the American people harm.
And it's not just
harm.
Some migrant criminals beating up a cop in New York. We're talking about human trafficking.
Oh, yeah.
About daily assaults on American people, on American citizens. And, there's a border bill in Congress right now. But here's the thing. None of that's necessary because the president already has all the authority he needs to secure the southern border.
He's not going to do it.
He doesn't want to secure the southern border.
No, he will not. He will not do it. And I guarantee you, folks, if you're waiting on that to happen, you're going to wait till the end of time because he's not going to do it. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Dick Brewbaker. By now, you've all heard me talk about Mike and his great products. Well, guess what? Mike's now introduced his MyPillow My Slippers, which are fantastic. Great on my feet, soft as can be. I love them. Mike's taken over 2 years to develop these slippers. He's designed them to wear indoor or outdoor all day, all night long. Made with MyPillow foam and impact gel to help prevent fatigue. Made with quality leather suede. For a limited time, Mike is offering 40% off his new My Slippers. The My Slippers are so comfortable, you're going to want to get them for the whole family. Go to mypillow.com and click on the radio listener square and use promo code Indivisible. You'll also get deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the Giza Dream bed sheets, the MyPillow mattress topper, and MyPillow towel sets. Or call 1-800-716-4639 and enter Indivisible as your promo code.
Hunter Nation is the ultimate we the people in the conservation community, holding our elected employees accountable to the hunting, fishing, trapping, freedom lifestyle that has brought wildlife back to the healthiest and most thriving condition in our lifetime. HunterNation.org is the epicenter for freedom and wildlife conservation in America. I am Hunter Nation.
The Isaac Law Firm, protecting men in family court.
And we're back with Dick Brewbaker. He's running for Congress in newly drawn Alabama District 2. Dick, I want to talk to you about some other things.
Right.
Obviously, we know the border's huge. That's not going away. And believe me, we're not going to stop focusing on it. Out of all the investigations that I'm working on, we've really been working on the Adam Schiff investigation alongside the border issue to try to get Adam Schiff out. We don't want him running for Senate.
Well,
He's done enough damage on the congressional side.
Can I say one more thing about the border before we get off of it?
Sure, yes.
In 2015, when President Trump first started talking about the wall, only about 3 out of 10 Republicans thought it was a top-level issue. But in 2015, there were only 750 Americans a year dying of fentanyl overdoses. Now we're losing that many people every 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
And if Iran had found a way to kill 150 Americans every day, we'd be at war with them. Why in the world is our government standing by and allowing Mexico to be complicit in this invasion and in this massive new drug trafficking?
Because it's part of the plan.
Well,
it's part of the plan, Dick.
That's why we need a new plan and a new president.
Yeah, look, this is all part of the Marxist movement. This is what they do. I tell people all the time, go back and read Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals.
Yeah.
Okay? Go back and look at your World War II history. Okay? It all ties together here. This is no surprise. This is intentional. That's why when people say, well, it's a border crisis, it's this, it's that, they've been saying that for several years. No, it's an invasion. Pure and simple.
When people talk about the countries that are a danger to the United States, it's always China, Russia, Iran. I'm telling you, Mexico's doing us more harm in a day than those people do in a year.
Look, it's too bad that I didn't know you a couple of years ago, because one of the first things I would have done is I would have turned you on to American Anarchy, which is our documentary that we're working on. And boy, we could use your help even today, because we want to get this story out and tell the American people exactly what happened. Not some made up, fabricated BS from Washington, but the truth.
Well,
so the American people can decide for themselves.
When President Trump was in office, the Remain in Mexico policy was in place, and we still had some illegal entry. But it's like the day he left office, somebody flipped a switch, and we went into the hundreds of thousands a month of illegal entries. I agree with you. The government is complicit, and it is time for new people in government, and for people, and frankly, for regular American citizens. It's time to start taking action. Take action to defend yourself, to defend your family, to defend your property, and stop electing people who are, let's face it, are screwing you. Stop it.
Right. Yeah, no. I mean, it's like, you sit here and somebody keeps taking from you. When is enough? When is it going to take? It's like, again, I go back to World War II history. When the Jews were let off of the cattle cars on the trains. When did they realize the gig was up? Right before the gas chamber? What is it going to take for people to wake up and say, you know what, we're being duped here, guys? Maybe it's time to wake up.
Well, when I tell you, conservatives could solve this problem very easily. We've got to get people to start voting again. We think it's great if Republicans and conservatives turn out at 30%. If we just got half our people to the polls consistently, we wouldn't be having any of these problems.
Well, I tell you what, I want to give a huge shout out right now to Hunt the Vote and also Hunter Nation, because both of those, we work with Ted Nugent and Keith Mark, and we had 9 million hunters in the last election that did not vote. Okay, that is ridiculous, and we've got to get those people to the polls.
And I think we're getting to the point now where if people don't understand what's at stake now, I mean, what's it going to take? A riot in their town, somebody kicking down their door and killing their kids? Because sooner or later, when you have millions of people coming into the country that cannot be taken care of and have no respect for the law, it's going to be on your front doorstep.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Dick. I think a lot of people are waiting for that. They're like, I'm not going to get involved. I'm going to wait till it hits my front door. What they don't realize is it's already at their front door.
It absolutely is. And let's face it, the Democrats have always hated the middle class, because it's the middle class that opposes all their socialism. It's the middle class that, if government schools are terrible, will go build their own schools or homeschool their kids. We are in their way. And by flooding the country with illegal immigrants, it's one way to dilute our ability to safeguard our own communities. And it's just a way to get rid of the middle class. And
well, yeah. I mean, not only that, think about all those Americans that have paid their taxes for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Okay. And these illegals come over and they're taking all the money.
Well, and you used to have to be a veteran to get housing assistance and government benefits to help you buy your groceries. Now you just have to be an illegal immigrant.
Yeah. No, see,
the whole thing's absurd.
Yeah. I'm a military veteran. Everybody knows that. And that part really boils my blood the worst, because we can get very little help out here, but these people get everything handed to them. I'm just sick of it. Look, I want to move on.
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit about military affairs, because of the fact that our military, they're being taught to go woke. We've lost most of our best people since World War II, and then all the way through the jab. You saw what happened there. A lot of our best people that were still remaining, they left. So what's it going to take? I mean, is it going to take a world war for our people to wake up? Or maybe it's going to come to the point where some of these people that I guess don't care about living, we just have to push them to the side and make our own decisions, because they would have us all dead.
As far as the military readiness, anytime I don't care whether you're a soldier or a school teacher, anytime you add a mission that's not essential on top of your essential mission, you dilute your efforts. And all of this social engineering the military is trying to do with these fine young Americans, it hurts readiness. And let's face it, there's a reason the Army can't fulfill its recruiting quotas, because when my son joined the Army, he did it because he's a patriotic young guy and he wanted to get involved in something bigger than himself.
I volunteered.
Well, and here's the thing: when they get in there, they find out that if they get discriminated against for a promotion, that's good, because we're all for diversity. And instead of increasing readiness and doing more combat simulations, we're going to put you in a classroom and teach you about pronouns. I mean, young men that are interested in being at the sharp end of the stick, they're not going to tolerate that.
No.
And the Army is wringing their hands, wondering why they can't meet their quotas.
And that kind of leads me to my next segue. I wanted to talk about Israel for a moment, what's going on in the Middle East, because, you see this coming to a head. Okay, Iran using these proxies, and there's other threats out there like China, which is the biggest threat. What do you see happening there with the Middle East conflict?
First of all, if the American government had any moral clarity, none of this would have happened. The problem is, you notice that every time President Biden says something about Israel, he adds an aside about, those people in Gaza, they're good people too. No, they're not. I mean, they're terrorists. Right. They've elected terrorists. They support Hamas, and they attacked Israel.
You've got to pick a side. It's really that simple.
And we need to pick a side. I know that we're aiding Israel, but we just sent $100 million to Gaza, the same people who funded the terrorists who attacked our ally.
I know, it blows your mind. We've got a few seconds left here, Dick. I just wanted to ask you, what do you see as the future of America right now?
I think if Americans wake up and vote, we could turn this around, and this is still the greatest country in the world. There's nowhere else I'd rather be, but it's worth protecting. And so people need to get off their rear ends and start protecting it.
I agree with you, brother. Look, we're thrilled to have you on the show. Hope you come back.
I'd love to.
Update us on your race and let us know how things are going. Dick Brewbaker, everybody, make sure you get out and vote. Alabama District 2. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
The Isaac Law Firm, protecting men in family court.
You guys, we do have the MyPillow 2.0 or 2.0, MyPillow 2.0, the best pillow in 20 years. We've improved on the best sleep ever, and use that promo code Indivisible. Indivisible.
Yes, sir.
And if you use that, it's a buy one, get one free.
Thanks for staying with us, folks. Great show tonight with Dick Brewbaker, again, running for Congress out of Alabama District 2, which was recently redrawn. Congratulations on that. So I want to take a minute and just give a tip of the cap to Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is not just for you, it's for me, it's for your family, it's for patriots and Americans. Old Glory Bank, serving you and me. Folks, we really appreciate everything that you do. We just want to give a shout out to each and every one of you and send our love and prayers to each and every one of your families. God bless you for all that you do. Again, we mentioned earlier, hunternation.org, our work with Keith Mark, Ted Nugent, and also Hunt the Vote. We need to get people out to vote and get them out in huge numbers for this year. It's going to matter. Until next week, God bless you. God bless your families, and God bless America. We'll see you soon.
Johnny Cash fans up in this house tonight. Well, here's a burning thing, and it's me, fire rain. Well, down, sir, I feel into ring of fire. Y'all be singing, into the burning fire. I went down, and the flames went out. And it burn, ring of fire, ring of fire. Y'all sing it till it comes. Let me hear it. Sit down. You'll sing, oh, it's sweet. And hearts like our feet. I feel for it like a child. Oh, and about a while. Here we go. And into the burning of fire. I went down, and the flames went high. And it burn, ring of fire, ring of fire. Play the guitar, son. This is our country. Do not forget who you are. Do not forget what your DNA is as an American. Do not forget it for one damn second. We stand on the shoulders of greats, and we're the next great set of shoulders. Can I get a hell yeah out of this crowd one time? Here's some Charlie Daniels. People say I'm no good, crazy as a loon. I get up in the morning, get down in the afternoon. Kinda like my old blue chick hound, I like a dead round in a shade. And I ain't got no money, but a damn sure body's big. And I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, say just here comes the world. You think I'm bad, 'cause I'm breathing free at last, and you're still stuck behind your mask, and I'm offended. You're offended, yeah, let's all get offended tonight. I'll order us a beer, we can sit down right here, screaming, yelling, cussing, fussing, fine. Passing out $100 bills and the kills and the drill, like a horns on my Silverado grill. High by the bar, triple around the crowd, everybody's getting down in that town. It ain't never gonna be the same, y'all see it. I said I made a lot of news, all the girls down to the track, riding up and down the way. I was stepping up, and the girl said, say all the smack down for say all the smack down for. If tomorrow all the things were gone, start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause our flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the